quite a huge transaction that's taken place between BHP and Woodside. Now, BHP's posted a record profit thanks to strong iron ore prices as well.
Yeah, look, Pete, the iron ore price, BHP fetched $130 a tonne for every tonne of iron ore that it shipped overseas, and it shipped almost 290 million tonnes over the course of the financial year. It only cost them about $15 a tonne US to produce that iron ore. So that gave them about 80% of their profits. The profit was about 15.5 billion Australian dollars, and their dividend was up by $2 Aussie dollars per share in the financial year. So pretty incredible profit for BHP Billiton. The other big thing that they did, apart from this merge with Woodside, is they've decided to abandon their dual listing on the London Stock Exchange. So they're now solely going to be on the Australian Stock Exchange, and that's going to cost them about $400 million to do that. The advantage, though, is there's a lot less paperwork, and then they only need to really focus more on their Australian operations. So pretty good moves here from BHP.
So what do you think that would mean for its shareholders today, Ed?
Well, look, if you have shares in the London stock, you'll just get given a share in the BHP Australia stock. So it's not really going to have much of an impact at all on shareholders. The only thing will be time zone differences where BHP do reporting in Australia and overseas. They'll just be doing it in Australia from now. You can see the results there on the screen. Revenue, $83 billion, up 42%. And that's all the iron ore price.
So when it comes to Woodside, I mean, that kind of just creates a sort of mega company now, right?
It does. This is going to create one of the largest energy companies in the world. So what's going to happen is Woodside are going to give BHP shareholders shares in this new company. It's going to be 52% owned by Woodside, 48% owned by BHP. It's going to be one of the top 10 largest energy companies in the world. BHP have got a lot of oil assets. Woodside have a lot of gas assets. Together, there's going to be a lot of value. BHP and Woodside reckon it's going to save them $400 million a year by merging together. Their debt is going to be lower as a whole, and they're going to have more money to spend on investing in bigger projects, and it's less risky for both of the companies. If they become bigger, it reduces their risk. So it's a great move.
Yeah, interesting there, that point that you've got there on the screen, the largest company now on the ASX. Meanwhile, Ed, later on today, the wage price index for the June quarter is going to be released. So what are economists predicting?
Look, economists are predicting wages aren't going to be at record lows anymore. They were at record lows last year of 1% over the course of 2020. That's going to be rising to about 1.9% for the June quarter. So still pretty low. The Reserve Bank wants wages at about 3% for the year. So we're going to be under 2% for this quarter. But we are hearing there are now skill shortages in some industries, and that is pushing up wages a little bit. But hopefully over the next sort of 3 to 6 months, we can see more wage increases across the board, and we can get that wage growth up to around 3% because it's still below 2% right now.
And finally, Ed, tomorrow the July unemployment numbers are released. Economists expect that unemployment rate to tick up slightly.
Very slightly, so it's going to go from 4.9 to 5%. That's the prediction. They're expecting a loss of about 43,000 jobs in the month of July, but the big months are August and September. So Commonwealth Bank believe about 300,000 jobs are going to be lost over those 2 months, and that's due to the Greater Sydney lockdown and the lockdown in Victoria. We're not really going to see much of those lockdown impacts in this month's figures that we'll get tomorrow, but it's really the next couple of months that are going to be pretty tough for people in the job market.
Yeah, the figures will increase, no doubt about that. Good one, Ed. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.